Hello and welcome in. I'm Tammy Mashaberti, best-selling author of the book The Universe is Talking to You. My cat is dancing around me as per usual. How is everyone doing? This is my weekly spirit boost where I come on here every week to boost your spirit in some way and help you on your spiritual path, help you tap into the divine higher helpline available to us all. And today, I'm going to be talking to you about the 3 myths that are floating out there that I used to believe myself until I realized they were myths around limiting beliefs. If you are in the spiritual world, you have heard the term limiting beliefs. Everybody talks about it. When we're talking about manifestation, everybody is talking about limiting beliefs. And it's actually not just a spiritual woo-woo concept. It is actually science-based. We all have limiting beliefs. Some of them are truly blocking us from moving forward. It's a scientific action that happens in the brain. It has been studied. And there's good news about them though, right? So everybody thinks, oh God, these beliefs, I have these beliefs, they're stopping me. How do I can't do anything about them. What am I going to do? So I am going to share with you the 3 myths, and I promise you'll feel better by the end of this about limiting beliefs. The 3 myths that are keeping you stuck around these beliefs. And also, if you look in the description on YouTube, Facebook, and if you go into my bio on Instagram, I am teaching a limiting belief knockout masterclass next Tuesday, where I am going to teach you my unique method using the chakra system to find your own beliefs and how you can clear them for good. So let's talk about, and that's happening next Tuesday, replays included. You can get the link in my bio on Instagram and then just in the description on YouTube and Facebook. So let's talk about the first belief. And I literally used to think this until I heard someone years ago point out the truth. And I was like, oh, and thank you for liking, whoever's liking. Please be sure to like the live, even if you're watching on the replay. That really helps me. So the first one is that all limiting beliefs are negative. Damn those limiting beliefs, right? They're negative. They are messing us up. And actually, every belief we have, positive or negative, is limiting. You have positive limiting beliefs and you have negative limiting beliefs. The positive ones are helping us. They're helping us. The areas where your life is flowing easier. I promise you there's some positive limiting beliefs that are limiting you to stay in the positive zone. If you know that you are good at your job, you are good at what you do. Nobody can top you. You are amazing. You are good under pressure. You can handle things, whatever it might be. You are going to attract to you more and more proof that you are good at your job. People are going to tell you, oh, you're amazing. You're the best. Your boss is going to compliment you. You're going to get a promotion. Things are going to do well because you are confident and have that limiting belief that I am good at my job. And things will flow easily in that area. I always felt I was good at writing because when I grew up, I will never forget in 6th grade, my 6th grade teacher, we used to have to write like stories, just make up, stories in like those black and white composition books. And I'll never forget my 6th grade teacher was like, you're really good at this. Like you should, really look into writing at some point. Right. And I was in 6th grade, but I remembered that. And then writing came easily to me and I believed I was good at it. And I believed writing came easily to me. And then I wound up going into college and I literally majored in English writing. I could have done English lit or I could have done English writing. And I didn't know what I wanted to do with writing, but I knew that I was good at it. So I majored in it. And then I wound up in the English Honor Society. And my second book is coming out in April 2024. So that is an amazing limiting belief. Thank you, that limiting belief, right? And this all happens in your brain. I'm not going to go into all the scientific details. I'll go into that in that limiting belief knockout class. But this is all happening in the brain, right? So your brain is actually trying to help you based on your beliefs. So if you have positive ones, everything is amazing. If you have negative ones, like I can't do something, I don't deserve to do something, it's not okay to do something, I shouldn't do something, it's not possible, something bad is going to happen, it's not safe for me to do something. I'm just giving you examples. If you have those beliefs, you're going to continue to get reinforcement that it's not safe, you can't do it, it's not easy, it's going to be hard, it's not possible. You're going to literally keep getting that until you find and change that belief. Until you find and change that belief. Okay. So that's the first myth. The first myth is that all limiting beliefs are negative. They absolutely are not. All beliefs are limiting. We just want to focus on the negative ones because those are the ones that are blocking us. But if you want proof that you limiting beliefs are impacting you, look at the areas of your life that are going well and think about what you believe in those areas. And I promise you, you'll see, oh, I really do feel good about this area, or this, I really do. I feel solid in my relationship and my relationship is great, right? Think about the areas that are going right and you will find your proof that limiting beliefs are working for you. It's just that the negative ones are messing you up. Okay, second myth about limiting beliefs. And again, anybody who's just joining, you can go, I'm teaching my limiting belief knockout class next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, replay included. Link is in the bio in Instagram, but everybody else, it's in the description on YouTube and Facebook. Okay, second limiting belief myth is that it is difficult to uncover what those beliefs are. I used to think this too. I'm like, all right, I get it. I have limiting beliefs, but what in the heck am I supposed to do about them? I don't know what they are. They're in my subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is what's running the show. And if I can't tap into that, how in the hell am I going to be able to do anything about it? And then I would just get more frustrated because I'm like, I have these beliefs, but I don't know what they are. And I'm going to have to find somebody to tell me what they are. Yes, there are people who tell you what they are. I am one of those people in my one-on-one sessions. I literally use my own intuition to tap in, right? But here's the thing. In my sessions is when spirit started showing me, spirit, universe, God, whomever, your soul. I really read your soul in those sessions. Showing me the chakra system. And within that chakra system, I started pulling out beliefs. And that is what I now base my method on that I'm going to be teaching, is using the chakra system as a guide to find the beliefs that are blocking us in any area. And so it actually isn't that hard to tap into the subconscious mind. Yes, consciously, we are not in it. Consciously, the conscious mind is, I have no idea what my beliefs are, and I have no idea how to get to them. But the subconscious mind knows everything. And there are ways to easily tap into it. If you took my pendulum class, you know the pendulum is one way to do it. There are muscle testing methods that you can do yourself without a partner. I'm going to teach you one of them in that limiting beliefs knockout class. There are ways to tap in and find what those beliefs are. And yes, you can do it for yourself. So don't think, I'm stuck, I have no idea what they are, how can I change them? Okay, because you can find them. You can find them for yourself. It is easier than you think. And I've created what I call a limiting belief map, a limiting belief finder map. That is a bonus to the class that you're going to get. That's literally it's mapped out to make it easy for you to find what those beliefs are in your life, no matter what area. Okay, so I promise you it's easier than you think to find these beliefs. The third myth, and again, I literally believed this for so long until I realized this is not true, okay, is it takes a long time to shift a belief. It takes a long time, even if you're lucky enough to find it, even if you're lucky enough to uncover exactly what that belief is that you are holding that is stopping you from moving forward. It's going to take you a long time to really try and shift that. You're going to have to do a lot of work to try and shift that belief. And that's what I used to think. And I still hear people in conversations, friends of mine or, acquaintances, and they'll be like, oh God, I repeated affirmations for like 6 months. Or, I did such and such, and it took, it took me a while to shift this. And I'm thinking to myself, dear Lord, Jesus in heaven, please listen to me. It doesn't have to take that long. It doesn't have to take that long. You can shift beliefs within minutes if you're using the right energy clearing methods. Okay. There are many, many methods, but I have seen this again and again in my life, in the life of students, clients, family members, my own husband. I always bring him into this, but he's not as in this world as I am. He's definitely adjacent to the world. He lives in my world. He dabbles in my spiritual world. But when I started telling him, like, here's a belief you need to clear, or here's this, and then he started seeing differences in his life, he was like, what is going on? Like, this stuff works. It works. And you don't have to take 6 months of repeating an affirmation to clear a belief. Please trust me on this when I tell you. There are a bunch of different methods you can do to clear a limiting belief. Of course, I'm going to be sharing all of them in the class. I'm going to be giving you a list of them. And here's the other thing. Because there are a bunch of methods you can use, you can go back to that tapping into the subconscious mind. So remember, I said we tap into the subconscious mind through a pendulum, through muscle testing to find the belief. You can then go back into your own subconscious mind and find the best way to clear each belief. Because, by the way, sometimes a belief wants you to use EFT. Sometimes a belief might want you to use a completely different method. But your subconscious mind knows what is the fastest way that I can clear this belief. And what do I have to do to clear it? You can ask all of these questions, and then you go in with one of those methods that I'm going to share with you. Many of you may already know many, many methods. You can test all of them. And then you use the method that will be the fastest for you to clear that belief. I cannot tell you in my life when I have cleared beliefs over the years around abundance, all of the sudden, and I mean all of the sudden, money started flowing in easier. I didn't stress out. I wasn't as stressed about it. And it just started coming in. I would get unexpected checks in the mail from like random insurance companies that I hadn't been insured with in like 8 years. Like, this is what happens when you start clearing these beliefs, because when you start clearing and reprogramming these harmful beliefs and they're reprogrammed, now your brain is going to help you find proof of the new belief. The unexpected check in the mail. All of the sudden, you get a promotion at work. All of a sudden, a side job comes to you, and now you're making extra money, right? That's how it works once you clear these beliefs, once you find and clear these beliefs. So it doesn't take a lot of time. And these are all things that I literally believed when I first started on kind of this spiritual path and trying to make positive change in my life and trying to manifest things and, create the life that I wanted and create these circumstances that I wanted. I really thought these things. And thank God, as I started going along and moving through, I started busting these myths, and that's why I wanted to share them with you. And honestly, it wasn't until I'm going to say maybe 2 to 3, probably 3 years ago, that I started using the chakra system to find these beliefs, not just in my own life, but in other, in clients' lives. And then I think it was 2 years ago that I started creating what I call my limited belief finder map that you're going to get in that class if you join me next Tuesday. And again, link is in the bio and Instagram, and then underneath the description in YouTube and Facebook. But that's when I started creating this map, because I was like, wait a minute, I'm being shown this, but let me create this map so that maybe I can teach other people to do this for themselves. And yeah, come to me. I love working with my clients, and I love finding, helping you find these things. But imagine what you could do if I gave it over to you and empowered you to do it for yourself. And so that's where that really started coming from. And again, it's just sort of, if you followed me for a while, everything in my life that I teach, I test in my own life, I create for myself, I find that it works, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I can create something to give this to other people so that they can do it as well. And that's really my journey with limiting beliefs, went from believing all of these myths to realizing none of them were true, and starting to really understand it, and then starting to implement the finding and clearing techniques so that I could start moving forward in my own life. And now, anytime I am stuck in any area and I think like, why am I going in circles? Why am I making some progress? Because that's what happens is you'll make, and I hear this from people all the time, I made some progress, like, gosh, like all of a sudden money came to me and I was like, this is amazing. And then all of a sudden an expense popped up and I had to spend the money. Like, why does that keep happening to me? Oh, promise you, I promise you, there is a belief. And anytime I'm stuck or I see things not working in a certain area or going backwards in a certain area, I think, okay, what's going on now? What belief is being triggered? What new belief have I taken on for some reason that I need to find and clear? And I will go and I will find it and I will clear it. So a lot of times with like if you're saying, oh my God, that scenario is me, I make money and then all of a sudden something pops up and have to spend it. A lot of times I'll get beliefs for people where like money isn't safe, right? And that's the root chakra. The root chakra is safety. So I'll get like money isn't safe, or it's not safe for me to have money. Often these beliefs come from childhood, from you watching or seeing your parents, or observing something and not even realizing you were taking it on, right? Sometimes they don't come from childhood, sometimes they're older, but often it's like between 0 and 10. But that's a big one. Another one that I'll get if you have issues with money is the heart chakra. And I'll get it's better to give than to receive. It's better to give than to receive, which who doesn't hear that when you're growing up, right? Oh, it's better to give than to receive. It's better to give than to receive. And that's a lovely, lovely sentiment. But if you believe that it's better to give than to receive, every time you receive something, the universe is going to give you a reason to give it away. So this is how these beliefs work. And I promise you, if you can start mastering this in your life in some way, you can really start shifting things. In my book that's coming out in April, The Higher Help Method, I literally teach you my higher help method to create positive change. And in that, I talk about beware. It's not a whole big thing on it, but there's a beware of these limiting beliefs, because they will block you every time. And if you can start finding them and clearing them, life becomes easier. Things just flow to you the way that they're supposed to flow. Everybody's like, oh, when you're in the zone and when you're in the flow, everything just comes to you. And it's like, that's so true, but you got to get rid of some of those limiting beliefs so that the flow can happen, right? So those are the myths. And that's what I wanted to share with you, because I know that I believe them at some point. And I am sure there is some of you out there who are like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't know that. Maybe you do know some of it and you're still just not like taking that plunge to start finding them in your own life. But that's why I'm teaching the class next Tuesday. And it's called Limiting Belief Knockout. And I'm literally going to teach you my method for you going in and finding your beliefs. You're going to use my limiting belief finder map, and you are going to find your beliefs, and you are also going to find the best way to clear each one. And I'm super excited about it because it's such a game changer when you can really hone in and figure out some of this stuff. Let me just see if anybody, I can't see if Instagram, anybody commented, but let me just see. Yes, Mary, wipe out the limiting beliefs. Everything changes when you do. I promise you, everything changes when you do. It's just crazy. Okay, let me see. Oh, Geraldine says, I published a book in 2008. I wrote and finished my second book a few years back. Yay. There's something blocking me from publishing it. I'm going to publish it on Amazon. I've asked my spirit and loved ones every day to bring me to a publisher or help me get the book published. I will do all of the work. So basically, Geraldine. There's got to be some type of, often when we're doing something like that, like I would look at fear of success, fear of failure. I would look at worries about what are people going to think? What if people don't like it? I would also look at, it's not safe for me to do this. Something bad is going to happen if I do this. Like just things like that, that I would start looking at and testing to see like what's holding me back from really just putting this out there in the world. Because I've had that too. Like honestly, my first book, publishing my first book, I had to clear things around that. And in the middle of writing my second book, I had to clear beliefs that were making it harder for me to write it. Actually making it harder for me to write it. And then when I cleared those beliefs, like poof, all of a sudden like stuff just started flowing easier. And again, it happens every time, anytime in my life that I get stuck or I feel like this is harder than it should be. Why is this harder than it should be? I will go in and I will find, okay, what is blocking me? Let me clear it. And then things get better. So if you are struggling in that area, I promise you there's some type of a belief that you're holding on to that is blocking you. Hi, Marianne. Yeah, I'm so excited about it. I can't wait. We're going to have, we always have fun in my classes, but Trudy isn't part of the blocking fear. Yes, of course, but there's a belief that's causing that fear often. Sometimes it is just the energy of fear, but often there is fear of something. So fear of it not being okay, it not being safe, fear of the reaction of others, fear of the uncertainty that something bad is going to happen, right? So there's something around the fear. And if you can find the belief that's causing the fear, you can shift it, and then the fear is not as strong, if that makes sense. So often if we have fear of something, we have to think, what am I afraid of? Ask yourself, like, if I do this, what am I afraid of happening? Well, I'll do well and people won't like me. Or something bad is going to happen. I'm gonna get hurt. So and so is gonna get it, something, there's something negative at the end of this. Fear of uncertainty. Why am I afraid of uncertainty? Because I don't know, something bad might happen, right? Like there's always, like, if you dig into what am I afraid of? What am I afraid of happening? Or what do I think will happen if this happens? You can start uncovering some of that stuff. You can start uncovering the beliefs that are causing the fear, or the cycle, the energy patterns that are causing the fear, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Let's see. Wendy says, my problem always amounts to not getting muscle testing and the pendulum to work for me. I'm not sure what type of muscle testing you have tried, but I will tell you, Wendy, that there very well could be a belief around that, or and something around that. This just doesn't work for me. I just can't get it to work. Right. So what I would tell you to do is I would just automatically do some EFT, emotional freedom technique, which is the tapping. And you can look it up if you don't know how to do it, but you go through all of the tapping points on your body. I like to do the fingertip points as well. And you just go through that and you sort of vent and you do some EFT around, I don't know why. This just doesn't seem to work for me. No matter what I do, I can't get it right. Something is blocking me. I'm not sure what it is that's blocking me, but I'm ready to let it go. I'm ready to let this stuff work for me. I'm ready to be able to do this. I'm ready to let go of anything that might be blocking me, any fear, any thought, any belief that I feel like I can't do it. Because if other people can do it, that means I can do it, right? And you're just going to go through and just clear some of the energy around that, oh my gosh, it doesn't work for me. And then try to see if it works for you again after that, if that makes sense. Um, okay, let's see. Oh my God, Patricia. Yeah, I always have money and then unexpected expenses pop up. Am I attracting those? It's not that you're attracting, it's, I hate to say like I'm attracting it, right? It's really more of if you have a belief that you don't deserve money, I'm just giving you an example. I'm not saying this is you, but you don't deserve money. Like I said before, it's better to give than to receive. Money isn't safe, whatever. If you have that type of a belief, then your brain, your mind is trying to protect you from money not being safe, or is just trying to give you what you believe. So if you believe it's better to give than to receive, or if you believe you don't deserve money, there's going to be these things that pop up for you to give it away because you believe you don't deserve it, right? So I almost feel like it's not really about, yes, there's the law of attraction and beliefs go with that, but I literally am telling you there's a mechanism in the brain that is always working for us. But if we have a limiting belief that is negative, unfortunately, it's working against us. And if we can switch that belief, it'll start working for us again. So it's really, I kind of don't look at it as attracting. I look at it as like, I have this belief and my brain is just trying to match the belief that I have in the outside world. So if I think whatever it is about money that I shouldn't have it for some reason, one of those beliefs, then my subconscious mind is going to constantly create things for me to get rid of it, if that makes sense. So that's really what it is. And it's not law of attraction woo woo. It is science. It is based on your own brain and something called the reticular activating system in your brain that works with these beliefs. But we have the power to reprogram them so that this system in our brain starts working for us in the way that it's working for us with the positive beliefs that we have. If we can change those negative beliefs into a positive belief, then we love our reticular activating system and everything in our brain because now it is working for us. Now you've changed that belief. And now when you make money, the unexpected expense won't pop up. That's literally how it works. And it's fascinating to me because I love science, and I love when science and spirituality meet. And on this topic, science and spirituality meet. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you say funny. I always say, thank God I had the money. Yes. Yeah, but you want to keep the money, right? You want to like get the money and keep the money so that you don't keep having to unexpectedly spend the money, if that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. Yes. Yes. Okay. So that is what I wanted to come on here and talk about, really, is just those beliefs, because of those myths. Because whether you take the class with me or not, I just want you to know that number one, you have positive limiting beliefs. So if you want proof that limiting beliefs work, look at what's going right in your life, and that will show you, right? I'm a writer. I have 2 books published. I'm going to be working on more. Thank God for the positive beliefs around writing for me. Number 2, that limiting beliefs are not as difficult to find and uncover as you think, because there are ways for you to tap into your own subconscious mind. And number 3, limiting beliefs do not have to take 6 months to a year to clear. You can do it in minutes or days. So I want you to know that, so that if you are stuck in any area of your life, know you actually have more power to change it than you think. And when I started realizing this, again, for me, I just started feeling like, oh, all right, well, if I'm stuck in an area, I just have to find some of the blocks. I just have to do some of the work, and I can clear it faster than I think. And then I can start chugging along again until I get stuck again, because life is literally a cycle of moving forward, getting stuck, doing the work, moving forward, right? Like that's literally how it works. Because if we didn't get stuck, we would never grow. We would never change. If you didn't get stuck in some area of your life, you would never move to find a new job, finally leave this person and find the one that's going to make you happy, right? If we didn't get stuck, we wouldn't advance into the areas that we were meant to go to. So be grateful for getting stuck, but just know that there are spiritual tools like what I'm going to be teaching you in that class where you can help yourself to move forward faster. So thank you all for being here. And just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. And that's it. So again, if you want to join me for the class and get my limiting belief finder map and all of that, link in bio and Instagram, and then also a link in description on the YouTube and Facebook. And again, it's happening live next Tuesday, but of course, you if you purchase the class, you always get the replay. So you'll get unlimited access to that replay. Thank you all for being here with me again on another weekly Spirit Boost. I will be back, of course, next Thursday at noon Eastern again with another topic. If you ever have a question or something you want me to cover, please drop it in the comments. Please be sure to like the video on your way out so that this gets out to more people. I thank you all for joining me here today. I hope this helped you in some way. I hope you have an amazing and beautiful weekend. As always, do something for you that brings you joy this weekend because you deserve it, and it will boost your vibration. And I will see you all back here next week. Bye, everyone.